Hi, it's Terreana. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel today. Today I'm going to do a brush review. I just got some new brushes and I've been using them, and I thought I would share them with you because I purchased them on Amazon. A lot of people ask me about quality brushes that are inexpensive, and I found some. So I'm gonna go ahead and take you guys through the brushes and show you everything that I got within the cases. This is the first one here, and this is the second one. The company's name is Feiyan.
Excuse me, what?
I believe, or Feiyan. I will go ahead and leave the name down there somewhere so you guys can see it. If you know the correct pronunciation, please let me know. I'll also leave a link down in the description bar. I also want to let you guys know that this video is not sponsored whatsoever. I purchased these brushes because I needed some new brushes for my makeup kit, and I've been testing out quite a few brushes, and these happen to be the ones that were the best. So I wanted to share them with you guys because why not? So I'll stop rambling and I'll go ahead and get into the brushes. So I have my phone here and I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys a little bit of the specs. Of course, I live in Guam, for those of you guys who don't know, and I ordered these from Amazon. It took a little bit less than 2 weeks to get to me, which is pretty great. So the first set that I ordered was this one right here. This is the pouch, and it came with 15 brushes, and they come in really nice packaging. This is like a vegan leather case, although the brushes are not vegan because there's some natural goat hair brushes and some of them are synthetic. But they come like this. Okay, so here's the first brush. It's a really nice stippling brush. I can use this for foundation or to blend in like a cream contour or something like that. The next brush is this one right here. I like using this for the same thing, either like a cream contour or a blush. So it's really great for contouring. It's a little small for bronzer, but you could use it for bronzer if you like as well. The next brush is this one right here. And this one is just a tad bit more dense, but it's also a bit fluffier once it comes out. So once it's closer to the ferrule, it's a bit tighter and dense, and then it kind of fluffs out a bit. The next brush is this one right here. This is a really dense brush, and the hairs are a bit short on it, so it's really great for like buffing in foundation, and it's synthetic, so you could use it on liquid or powder or whatever. This is the next brush. It's more like a smaller version of this one right here. It's great for buffing in foundation as well, if you want to use it for like around the nose to kind of really buff in that cream foundation. It's also good underneath the eye to buff out concealer or to kind of slightly blend it before you use a beauty blender or something like that. And here's the next brush. It's like a smaller version of that, an even smaller version of that. So if you kind of want to take a look at all three for comparison. This is the tiniest of brush, so this is great for covering up blemishes and to buff around any blemishes you might have on your skin, or if you're working with a client and you want to add concealer but then buff around the blemish so that it gets blended really nicely. That works really great. Next set is all eye brushes. This is all from the same thing, but I'm gonna kind of speed through these just a little bit more. I've ordered several sets of these so I can have multiple sets in my kit. So that's why I'm pulling them out the case, not because these are brand new and I've never used them. So the next four I'm gonna go over are the natural hair brushes. And it says on Amazon that these are goat hair. This one right here reminds me of the Sigma E40 brush. It's a little dense towards the ferrule, but it fluffs out a little bit towards the end of the bristles. And this one right here is a tapered brush. I would use this right in the crease of the eye to blend out a cut crease or to get right there on the outer corner. Next one is a fluffy blending brush. I feel like if you're doing any eye look, you should have one of these. I think I pretty much covered all of the natural hair brushes in the set, but I'll go ahead and show you guys them again. just in case I missed one. The next one are 4 synthetic brushes for the eyes. This one right here is great to blend out any type of cream shadows similar to ColourPop. So this is really good underneath the lash line to smoke it out, or to finish up a smoky eye. This is also great for crease work. This one is more of an angled synthetic brush, great for buffing in cream shadows as well. And this is just kind of a typical angled brush. It's great for eyeliner work or gel pots. It's not super thin like a MAC angle brush, so you're not going to get that much of precision. ColourPop also has a really nice angle brush that's really thin, so you can get those really nice thin lines. This one I wouldn't necessarily say to use it for brows unless you're going to use it with powder and just kind of want to fill in the brows, because it's not thin enough for really detailed work like that. The next one is a synthetic angled brush. I don't really care for this brush too much because there's not enough bristles to make it so stiff to where you can have precision. With this, it's a bit flimsy, so you don't really get the precision that I prefer. The last brush in this set is a really thin angled brush. It's more on the wider side. It's really good for getting underneath the lash line. It's really good for like a nose contour if you're into something like that. I really love this brush. It's also great if you use it with a little bit of translucent powder to kind of clean up any wing liner, or you could use concealer for that as well. It's just a really nice brush for precision work. That's all from the first set, and this is the inside of the bag. It's really cute and it's pink. And then there's also a little zipper in there as well. So it has double zippers. And it's just really great quality. So on Amazon, this is listed for $13.99, and it's free shipping with $25 or more. But of course, with Guam, you don't get free shipping. Shipping wasn't too bad either, but I can't really break it down about how much the shipping was because I ordered a bunch of stuff. All right, so that's the first one. Okay, so the second one is this booklet here. I love this case. It's really nice and sturdy. And then when you open it up, you see these beautiful brushes here. And I love how each brush has a brush guard with it. So once you wash them, if you wanted to maintain the shape, you could put these back on, or of course you could use something like an aloe gel to reshape the brush, but these are really great too. And all the other ones from the first case had the cover too. This one was not too much more expensive than the first set. This is $18.99, and right now there's a save extra 5% coupon on Amazon, so I just think it's a great deal. And this set came with 11 brushes. The reason why I got 2 sets is because the first set has more natural hair brushes for the eye, and the second set has more natural hair brushes for the face. So you get a really good mixture of both if you get both sets. Here are the brushes all taken out of the package. This first brush is really great for bronzing or for contouring because it's a little bit dense, but it's also kind of fluffy at the tips, and this brush is so soft. It's just really a great all-around brush. It's great for blush and just really blending and buffing. It's natural hair, so it works best with powder products. The next one is a tad bit smaller than the first, so it's really good for getting like right under the hollows of the cheeks and also applying powder products as well. Here's the difference between these 2 brushes. They're just about the same size. So you can use these brushes interchangeably, and if you're working on a client, then you kind of have just 2 brushes. Once you use one, you could use the other one. Really good for taking translucent powder or setting powder and setting the foundation, especially underneath the eyes or any other places on the face that get a little bit oily. The next one is an angle brush with natural hair. It's really great for like contouring and using powder blush or something like that. This is also, just like the other brushes, extremely soft. So this brush is a synthetic brush. This is really good for applying skincare, especially like masks and things. If you're working on a client, when you're prepping the skin, this is a great brush to start out with, as well as applying liquid foundation and then buffing it out with the second brush or sponge. The next brush is a little small brush that's great for underneath the eyes. It's a natural hair brush, so it's really good for powder products. The next brush is synthetic and it's flat. It's really pretty compact towards the ferrule. It's a little bit straight towards the tips of the brush, so it's really good for cleaning up underneath the brow, or if you want to apply a primer or a concealer or a cut crease or something like that, this is a great brush. I use these brushes all the time, especially when applying like metallic shadows or shimmer shadows. If you wet a brush like this and apply it, it's really great for packing on any type of shadows like that. The next brush is a natural hair brush. This one is a little weird because it's slightly angled and it's really kind of, it's not very densely packed. So it is okay for packing on shadows, but not that much. I would say it's a little bit more dense on the ferrule, so it's nice for kind of blending out shadows, but it's not gonna give you a really sheer wash of color. It'll be more of like blending out harsh lines because of how thin the bristles are towards the tip. We have about 4 brushes left to go. So this brush right here is a flat synthetic brush, just like the one before this one here. I use it for kind of similar things, except this one right here, I feel like I work a lot faster with these type of brushes underneath the brows and on top. If you want to clean up the brow, this brush goes so quickly. You just apply your concealer or your foundation and you just kind of clean up underneath and on top, or whatever you prefer. So the next brush is like another packing / blending brush. It's dense enough to pack on shadow, but it's not too dense to where you can't blend with it. So I feel like it's kind of the perfect balance, and it's kind of on the smaller side, so it's really good for working on clients or yourself if you want to get in small areas of the eye and blend out those harsh lines. The next brush is a smaller synthetic brush. So this is really great for taking shadows and applying it right there in the inner corner, as well as applying like little highlighted areas on the eyes. Say for instance, if you wanted to do a halo eye, this is perfect to fit right there in the center of the lid and apply that shadow. So the last brush from the collection is a tapered blending brush. And this is a natural hair. Don't feel like this one is as fluffy as the first one, but if you get both sets, then you kind of have every single thing. I'm gonna go ahead and show you the brushes kind of side by side so you can kind of get an idea of what you get in both sets.
Perfect, perfect, perfect.
So now that I went through both sets, I'm gonna go ahead and give you the lowdown on all the brushes. So let's go ahead and discuss positives and negatives about the brushes. So let's go ahead and start with the negatives first. When you first open the brushes, the cases smell so bad. They have such a strong chemical smell. I didn't feel like it was that bad to where it would deter me from buying other brush sets because I bought so many of these sets. It wasn't that big of a deal. The brushes kind of have a smell too, but it's not that bad. It's not super strong or chemically like the cases. And once you wash the brushes, it goes away.
You're telling the truth.
Yeah, once you wash the brushes and everything, the chemical smell goes away. So that's not that big of a deal. The other thing is that I wish the company would make an all natural set and an all synthetic set. So that way, if someone is vegan or they just want something cruelty free, they would have that option. but the company does not offer that on Amazon. So that's kind of a negative thing. But on the flip side, if you're looking for a set that has both natural hair brushes as well as synthetic brushes, it's a positive thing for you because you don't necessarily have to buy 2 separate brush sets to get everything you want. Both cases have complete brushes, so you can do a full face, a full eye look, everything you need in one set. And the sets are under $20. That is a steal. So as far as the brushes, I feel like they wash really, really well. I didn't have any shedding. It didn't seem like the ferrule was loosening up or anything like that. So that pretty much wraps up the video. If I missed anything regarding the brushes, I'll make sure to link it down in the description bar. And for a more in-depth review of the brushes, or if you just want to see pictures of the brushes, go ahead and check out my website, it's Terreana.com. I'll go ahead and leave the link to that as well. Thank you guys so much for checking out my channel today. Don't forget to check out my other socials. It's Terreana everywhere. And that's about it. Bye guys.